Hello, everyone. Happy Wednesday. Welcome to the Yarn Live Show. It is Selena here and the fabulous Jess. Thank you. Thank you for being here and watching us either live on the replay. We love you for it.
Yay.
Yay. So this is the season 1 finale of the Yarn Live Show. This is the season 1 finale. So this is it for season 1. There is no more season 1 after this. So you can look forward to season 2 with some more exciting amazingness. And we'll talk about that in just a second. But first, thank you all so much for joining the Yarn Live Show for your daily dose of fiber. Now be sure to subscribe to this channel for notifications on every episode we air, especially as we move into season 2. Also, come on over and get tangled up in our fun, upbeat educational Facebook group that's dedicated to the Hank skeins, balls, and cake that we love the most, and to the people who make the most of them, like Jess here, because yarn is life. It really is life.
True story.
Right? Hashtag true story. Today's episode is sponsored in part by you amazing, wonderful viewers. How's that? Why is that? Well, you can check our Yarn Life swag shop to pick up a token tee, tote, or mug today. And every purchase that you make over there not only gives you great products that you are going to love, it also helps us to create more great episodes and bring on more amazing guests. And you can find that shop link in the show notes section today. And you can click over and pick up some of your favorites. Now, today's show, this is episode 13, lucky number 13. It's the final episode of our first season 1 of the Yarn Life Show. Now, the Yarn Life Show has been a really fun way for Jess and I to feature topics that we're really passionate about in the yarn world and chat with people who are making the most out of their yarn lives. It's so much fun for us to do that. Now, if you're watching live or on the replay, please comment on this video or tell us if you're joining us here live in the chat. Tell us what your favorite episode has been so far. Have you really enjoyed one? Have you really enjoyed a topic that we've gone over? I'd love to hear that. We'd love to kind of have a little bit of a conversation about that because Jess and I are going to do that in just a minute. And also, please tell us what you'd like to see in season 2. Anything particular you want us to feature? Any people or products or topics in the yarn industry that we really need to cover and have a serious chat about? You guys let us know. We're always looking for fresh new ideas to feature here. So today I thought we could wrap this up with a fun scavenger hunt that I will tell you guys about in just a minute. Right now we're just going to be chatting. So shout out to everybody here live. Shout out to Courtney. Shout out to Darlene. If you're watching here live, let us know in the chat and let us know if you have any questions, comments, anything like that. We'll throw that in there. But in the meantime, I just wanted to chat with Jess a little bit about season 1. Jess, I'd love to hear what your favorite episode was so far, if you had one.
I think that's such a hard question because we had so much fun doing all of them that I think I don't know if I can choose. However, I have to say that I did have a lot of fun chatting with you about the creative process, that episode that we did, because I think it really, that's a topic that I feel very passionate about and that I like to talk about. And it was just fun to discuss it and kind of view it from different angles and to have your feedback and to kind of like really dive deep into the topic itself. And I feel like there were things that were uncovered in that conversation that, I couldn't have thought of on my own, or I wouldn't have come up with on my own. And just the natural flow of the conversation kind of brought out some really interesting thoughts and ideas and points. And I thought that was really fun.
Nice. I have to say, I agree with you. Every episode that we've done has been fun. We've had some really genuine conversations to where, we always script, like, here's some questions we want to ask, or here's some people we want to talk to, just to make sure we stay on point and, stay within a certain time frame so that we're not here for like 6 hours, which I totally could be. But I have to agree with you. Like, we've purposefully handpicked every single topic and every single person that have been on here. Because they're really interesting topics to us. We've talked about, from like products to processes to
so much
people. Yep, absolutely. one episode that now I really have genuinely loved them all, but I have to say one episode that sticks out for me only because I've referenced it more times than any other episode that we did was the episode about craft fairs. Well, I love all of our topics and all of them were relevant. I find that I'm constantly directing people to watch that. And so that has been really, I really love that we created something that really makes a difference in a lot of people's lives. And that, you know, that checklist, those topics that we talked about, you know, just for how to be more successful at a craft fair, just better questions to ask yourself, better ways to prepare. It made a difference. You know, people really dug it. So that was, I think that one sticks out for me. I don't know if that was like the best ever or my favorite ever, but it just, I don't know, I feel really good about that one.
Well, we're pretty awesome all around. So it's kind of hard to, you know.
No, you know, I always say this to Jess, and I feel like we're talking to people, even though I'm talking to you, but Jess and I have so many conversations, and I can't tell you how many times, probably 8 out of every 10 conversations we have. I'm like, Jess, why weren't we recording that? Why is that not, like, we should totally, that's like, we're so passionate about things. We're trying to answer questions that make our yarn lives better, you know, not only in our hobbies, but in our businesses and just in our communities. And we go over so many topics that, you know, I just wonder, you know, if we literally recorded everything that we, every time we got on, I just wonder, you know, if it really would make a difference in the world.
There are some gems in there.
There were some, yeah. Sometimes I ramble too much, so maybe that's why we have to keep it in segments. I gotta segment myself. So Jess, I would love to hear, and Jess and I, just so you guys know, Jess and I brainstormed hours and hours and hours and hours and hours. We have spreadsheets and documents dedicated to actually producing every single one of these episodes. So none of these were just, meh, we're just gonna come on and we're just gonna see what happens. But Jess, I'd love to hear, you know, after all that brainstorming, after all of that time and effort we put into this, after all the feedback we've gotten, what do you really hope we do in season 2? Anybody you really want to talk to or any topics you really want to cover?
Season 2 is exciting to me because I think, you know, we've covered a lot of ground in season 1. And I feel like it's going to give us the opportunity to expand into new, different, and interesting things. Mm-hmm. I think what I'm probably most looking forward to is getting some more fun guests on the show. I think, you know, we have awesome conversations, and I think just putting someone else in the mix makes it even better. And I love, you know, I do this for the Yarnpreneur Academy all the time. I love talking to people who love what they do and who have, you know, specific knowledge in a certain area. I love like picking people's brains and trying to figure out, you know, what makes them tick and why they love what they do so much, and, you know, who they are. And so I think that's something that I'd really love to see us do a bit more in season 2. I think that makes things fun and interesting, and every person, every guest we have on is always a different opinion and experience and conversation.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I think we had 3 guests. We only had 3 guests. And I have to agree with you. I love bringing on a completely different perspective, a completely different topic. You know, when we, and you and I have had this conversation when we chatted with Lee about social media and engagement. I mean, I've known Lee for, gosh, has it been like a year and a half, 2 years now that we've known Lee?
Yeah.
And Lee is someone, I loved that topic, that conversation that we had with her, because after we chatted with her, and as I've told you offline, I literally just gave up my Instagram. I just stopped. I mean, what she said to me was so profound. She just kind of helped me to understand even more so, like all of the different social media platforms, and, you know, really some fundamentals on each one, or, you know, really what their purpose is. Yes. And so it really kind of made me go, huh, I've been using Instagram all wrong. It's not doing what I'm trying to do with it. And but for its purpose, that's not what my interest is. And
Right.
so that was really profound for me. And then when we talked to Amanda Pippin, I love Amanda. She's so fun. She's
awesome.
Yeah, she's everywhere. And she just has so much energy and so much, I really love to see people like Amanda Pippin because they're just like inspiring. She really does. She inspires me. And so I love chatting with her because she's like, I'm trying, like, this is what I do and I love it and it's my passion and I'm a mom and I'm also trying to make this a business. And this is, just some kind of things that I'm doing that help to make this a business for me. And that was interesting because so many people identified with Amanda. She's not making, $1,000 a week, or I don't know, maybe she is, but she's not making like this. She's a success story to me. And I won't say that maybe she's not a success story right now financially, because I have no idea how much money she makes. Maybe she is financially successful, but she always strives to do more and to learn more and to be better. And I like that she just kind of takes risks and she's putting herself out there and she's just so positive. And so that's why I was so happy to see her on, because it's, I know when I started, I wish I had more Amanda Pippins in my life that, people that were just like, yeah, we can do this. And let's just better our craft. And this is how we can better who we are and how we get out there. And it's just, so that was inspiring, even though I've been doing this for a while, that was inspiring.
Yeah, that was awesome.
Yeah. And I was sad that you needed it, your vacation, I know, but we have to have Caitlin back on, and you and I.
Yeah, definitely.
We're huge fans of Caitlin. We've known Caitlin for a while. And I was even offline when I was chatting with Caitlin before we went live. I was like, I said something to her like, I said, we're big fans, Caitlin. We've tried to recruit you more than
we have. We totally have.
Yeah, I said, so I'm, because I was congratulating her on working so closely with Marley Bird now. Kind of forming that relationship and that things, work out the way they need to work out. And so yeah, she found some amazing things because she's got a lot to offer.
Definitely, yeah.
But yeah, that was another fun conversation. I really enjoyed that. Oh man, we got a lot of comments over here. Let's see. Chris Lopez is here. Hi, first time catching live. Found out about it during your broadcast with Marley on Monday. Oh, awesome. Well, good to see you here, Chris. And Terry is here. Hello to you both. Managed to catch you live for a change. Courtney's here. Yeah, I agree with Jess. You ladies are so very awesome. Thank you, Courtney. Oh, Courtney, no, tell me more. No. Terry says, LOL, I agree. Jess, you are both pretty awesome. Thank you guys.
I think you guys rock.
I know. You guys are making me blush. Yeah, you guys are amazing. I appreciate it. Hello, Dawn's oral communications class. I say never change that name because I think it's awesome. Every time I see that,
me too.
It makes you look very official. And Debbie King is here. Love being able to see other people who love what they do, including you too. Thank you. And Beth is here. Hi, love seeing all the info y'all offer. Oh, y'all. Are you? I love that because when I lived in Georgia, that was one of my favorite things to hear. Not to say
y'all.
I can't say it.
I can't say it.
Well, it doesn't flow as well. And I just feel like I just feel mocking when I say it. But, my sister lives in Georgia. And so it's
I do find myself throwing it in every once in a while. I don't know why. Sometimes I like sometimes I feel like it has a place, know, when you're talking about a big group of people.
Y'all.
Even though I'm from New Jersey.
Well, my New York family, they'll say things like use guys. Yeah. Instead of y'all. And I haven't heard it in a really long time, but.
Yeah, that's been a big Jersey thing too, but not me. No. Although when I do travel south, they know exactly where I'm from as soon as I start talking, which is so weird to me because I don't feel like I have an accent at all whatsoever. Like I don't feel like I don't have first of all, a traditional Jersey accent, which is more like a New York accent. But I feel like I don't really have much of an accent at all. I don't say anything. I don't feel like I say anything different.
Say some things different sometimes.
Like what? I'm so curious.
I can't even. Next time it happens, I'll just raise my hand or I'll point.
Okay. Yeah. Because I'm curious.
But yeah, every now and then, like something comes out, and I'm like, yeah, there it is.
It's funny because when I was talking to Pam from Sincerely Pam, and I did a masterclass with her, and she was like, yeah, people don't even know I'm Canadian. Like most people assume I'm American. She's like, even though I have a maple leaf on my logo. And I was like, you know, I mean, as soon as I started talking to you, I knew, because you say oot and a boot. That's the thing that you don't say out, you say oot. And I'm like, I knew exactly. And I have a few friends who are Canadian, and you can pick, that's the first word that I always pick out as a Canadian accent.
Interesting. Yeah, no, I agree. I think that it's hard to tell sometimes, but then you'll hear a certain word being pronounced a certain way, and you're like, yep, okay, I can pinpoint that region.
That's funny.
Melanie is here. Melanie says, from Boston, I say use people.
Huh.
I like it.
Yeah, that's definitely a thing.
And Courtney, she says, use. I'm from Pennsylvania. They say use.
Yep.
I love how this is turned into like regional dialects.
It is funny. It is funny though, because I know a few people from Pennsylvania, and you can totally pick it out. You can totally pick it out.
You totally can. You totally can. You know, people, well, in America, I live in America now, but, you know, and nobody can ever tell where I'm from. They have no idea.
Yeah.
Because I'm from everywhere.
Because you've lived so many places.
Yeah. When I lived overseas, when you talk this way, people assume, they don't assume you're American. They assume you're Canadian, which I always thought was really weird. Yeah. So we would be like in London, and people would go, oh, Canadians.
That's fantastic.
Yeah. Be like in France, oh, Canadians. I'm like, okay.
My friend is literally in London right now. I'm going to ask her if anyone thinks she's Canadian.
Yeah. Well, and I think it depends. I don't know, because if she's got the like Jersey accent, even a little bit, because you can you pull out some of it. Then I don't know, but I wonder, but it happened almost every time I would travel, like to a big city, even small cities, they would assume we were Canadian.
That's so funny.
It was. Oh, I love this. Yeah. Everybody, we're all talking about accents and language now.
Yeah.
How did we get on this?
I don't even remember. But I do have one more point to add. There is this book, and I forget the name of it, but I saw it in a Barnes and Noble, and it is so cool now that we're talking about dialects and stuff.
Actually, this brings me to something an exercise that I want to do with you.
Oh, fun. Okay. So this book is entirely filled with words or phrases or things, and it's this big book with every page has like a map of the US, and it'll say a word, and it will literally color map how different areas of the country say that specific word. And it was so interesting because there were so many different words that I didn't realize other people said differently, you know?
Do you mean like soda and pop, or do you mean like literal
things like that?
Okay.
Things like that. And then also like the way people say tomato. Do they say tomato or tomato or whatever?
I always thought it was a joke. I didn't think people actually said tomato.
Tomato.
Do people
it's
really?
A British thing, isn't it? I think only in England.
Maybe they do. I forgot about that. Tomato. It's my British accent.
Tomato. Yeah.
So I didn't pass.
My favorite is basil.
Basil. Oh, I love so many. Aluminium.
Yes.
There were some words. Yeah. No, they have some words for things. I'm like, where are your eggplants? Yeah, they don't have eggplants in England. They have aubergines.
Oh.
Which is the same.
I didn't know that.
The same thing. Or it's not zucchini, it's a courgette.
I've heard of an aubergine, but I didn't know what it was. I thought it was a totally different thing.
I'll tell you what, that was fantastic and amazing. I'll tell you what, grocery shopping in another country was probably one of my most favorite things to do. I loved it because and there's so many things. England really blew my mind, for example, because they don't keep their eggs in the refrigerated aisle. They keep them on the shelves in the baking section. They do not refrigerate their eggs in England. And this is like major stores. Like you go to Tesco, you go to like all the major, like Sainsbury.
Yeah.
Like, do they not sell eggs here? Like, where are the eggs? And they're on the baking aisle on shelves. And I'm like, can you buy eggs? Like there were things like that. I'm like, is this allowed? Can we do this? Because there's some things they just don't refrigerate there. They're like, no, you silly Americans.
Yeah.
Canadians, refrigerate everything.
Well, it is funny because you don't really have to refrigerate eggs.
I didn't know that until
they last longer.
I didn't know that.
There's nothing wrong with keeping them room temperature.
All right, so back to how we pronounce things.
Yes.
I love this. Let's do this test. It's backwards, I know. How do you say this?
Skein.
Okay. I say the same thing, I think, but I always
Some people say
like
skein.
Do I say skein or skein? Because
you say skein.
Okay, yeah. Even I don't know what I say because I say whatever you say because I always feel like I'm not saying it right. And not just you, but anyone who says it.
Yeah.
But then anytime I hear it, I always think the opposite. Like, oh, they're saying it wrong. They're saying skein, but it's supposed to be skein. Or they're saying skein, but it's supposed to be skein. And I don't know why my brain cannot
nail down what it should be.
Cannot. Like, I feel like I'm just broken. And I felt so confident in whatever the heck I said before. But I remember Danielle Pink. She would always scold me and she's like, no, you're saying it wrong. You have to say it like this. And then when she did that, it was like my brain literally broke and I forgot which one is right. And I don't know, I just can't do it anymore. So now I'll say yarn, or maybe I'll say it, but I'd love to hear how you guys pronounce it and which one is correct. How can we tell which one is correct? We should have Danielle Pink on.
Yeah. Can you solve this question for us? I think because it's an EI, right? If it was EE, like skein, to me sounds like EE. Keen, skein.
Yes.
Right? And that's why I say skein, because it has like the little, I feel like if I start to dissect it, I'm going to sound like an idiot.
I need to just get the correct version and make myself a cheat sheet note. Like,
and just post it on your computer.
Like train, or it's skein. Like, what rhymes with skein? Mean.
Yeah.
And I just want to have that cheat sheet like right in front of me. And that way, maybe if I did that 37 times in a row, I would really finally remember. But this is serious. Like, this is a serious issue for me. Like, I feel like I cannot call myself a yarn lover because I can't pronounce
it's skein and skein.
One of the most basic vocabulary words in the entire industry.
I do think it's funny to hear other people say it when you haven't heard them say it before. Just, I think like it's an interesting experiment.
I think so. Okay, Courtney's got some wisdom for us. Courtney W says, according to Merriam-Webster, see, I can't pronounce anything. It's skein, long A sound. Skein.
Yes, I win.
I'm gonna write that down. S-K, and she even wrote S-K-A-Y-N-E. Long A sound. All right, Courtney. I'm making myself a note and I'm putting it on my wall and I'm gonna say, because Courtney said so, if anybody tries to correct me. Say, Courtney told me this, and Courtney
take it up with
everything.
Courtney.
Yeah. Courtney knows everything and she told me this, and I just believe whatever comes out of Courtney's mouth. That's what I do. Oh my gosh, that was fun.
That was an interesting diversion.
That was very necessary, though. I feel like this was just bubbling below the surface. This really needed to happen, and I just needed the right, accepting audience to be able to, move past this, find the real answer.
We have forever fixed Selena's skein issue.
I know. Now I'll have to find new comedic material. Like this, actually, I'm kind of sad that I know the real truth now. Okay. Actually, I'm going to make a note of this. I would love to have a segment on like maybe yarn
vocab,
crochet jokes or knit jokes.
Yes.
Really good ones. I would love to do that because I feel like I keep seeing all the same ones. And so I think that we really need some fresh material there. So maybe we need to do like a contest or a yarn life contest, and we'll do that for season 2.
See, this is how we come up with ideas.
This is exactly what everyday life for me and Jess is right here.
Crazy conversation equals good idea.
That's right. Jess, do you want to give some shout outs to people who are here live?
Yes, except I accidentally closed my chat.
Oh, okay. Well, I didn't want to overtake. So, all right. Well, Melanie Thomas says she pronounces yarn, Yan. Y-A-H-N. Yawn. Am I saying that right?
You're from Boston, right?
Boston. Yawn. Oh, I like that.
Like we were just talking about the heat. Literally just talking about the heat. Are you not a knock?
That was so great. That was my favorite part of the whole movie. I loved it. Tracy says hello. Let's see. Amanda Pippin says, I used to say it. Skein. Like I can't read anything, Amanda. I don't know what that means. I'm sorry. Tracy Hart just says potatoes.
Yes, potatoes.
Okay. When in doubt, pull out the dictionary, says Chris. Absolutely. Actually, I do that a lot, but I forgot about the pronunciation that Merriam-Webster does. So I'll have to refer to that more so. Let's see. There are also hanks of yarn that are not made into a ball or cake. That's true, but I can pronounce all of those. And really, like, a skein is something very specific. So you can't really call it a ball or a hank, because then I would look like a fraud if I was holding a hank and I was like, look at this ball of yarn. People would just close me out and delete me from their feed. I would be a laughing stock. Let's see who else. Melanie says, I say yawn, not yarn. We don't use R's in Boston. Oh, I love it. I love it so much. I love accents like that. A hank of yarn is not a skein, says Dawn. That's what I said. My husband says yawn, and he's from the South, says Beth. Oh, I love that. I love that. You know, we'll have to do another segment on just how we pronounce different things.
Different yarn words.
In the yarn industry. I would have never thought to ask about yarn, but I like that. I like that a lot. All right, lady, are we wrapping this up now? I'm really excited about the scavenger hunt. I really want to.
Yes. Yeah. I can't wait.
All right, guys. So we are ending season 1, episode 13 with a bang. And Jess and I talked a lot about how we were going to do this. And we've decided, this is the gospel, we have decided that we are going to post a picture of the prize in our Yarn Life group. So you have to be in our Yarn Life group to see the prize. Not only that, but we're going to post some scavenger hunt questions. We've got 7 of them with one bonus. And you're going to see each one of the scavenger hunt questions as a comment under the image. And we will explain this in the group as well, so you won't stumble in there and be confused. But you're going to go find the answer, because it's very much a scavenger hunt. And then you're going to come back and reply to the comment with the answer. And you're going to do that for every single one of the 7 questions and one bonus question. And we're randomly going to pick someone this time next week. So next week, Wednesday. And you'll find all these details in our Facebook group. We're randomly going to pick someone from the comments who has posted a correct answer. And they are going to win the giant prize pack that I'm going to post. And it's a really cool prize pack. I was showing Jess yesterday. It is, I'll tell you guys what it is, but then you'll actually go and see it in the group. So it is a official Yarn Life tote bag. It is 3 skeins of yarn, brand new skeins of yarn, 1 cake of yarn, and 1 brand new issue of Happily Hooked magazine that's still in the wrapper. And for those of you who do not know about Happily Hooked magazine, they only send issues to their subscribers, so it is not really something you can get freely. It was an extra issue that I had, and I didn't have a published design in it, and so I thought I'll give it to somebody who's really going to get a lot of use out of it. So that is our prize pack. And you can find a picture of it in the Yarn Life group that we have on Facebook. You can find the link to that group in the comments. And yeah, that's how you can participate. You can find all the rules and details and participation tactics in our group. Yeah. So Jess, do you want to tell people about this community leader we're looking for? You want to talk a little bit about that?
Yeah, I think this is a fun position. We're looking for someone to kind of be in the entertainment industry. We call it a party hype. You know, someone who's going to go in and like have some fun and make sure everybody else is having fun. And that's basically the idea behind it. We're looking for maybe 1 or 2 people that are living the Yarn Life, to hang out in the Yarn Life group, do things like post fun stuff, moderate comments, things like that. If you're interested, you can email us, yarnlifeshow@gmail.com, and we'll also post the email in the show notes so that you have that available. And it's really just kind of a way to get more embedded into the Yarn Life because, you know, we're all obsessed here, and we could use some help kind of hyping up the group, having some more fun, sharing some more ideas and opinions and all that good stuff. So if you're interested, email us and we'll take you through the entire process and go from there.
That's right. We're looking forward to seeing a lot of you guys who are interested in maybe this kind of work and just kind of contributing to the Yarn Life. Learning some things. We definitely have a lot to offer in addition to this. So yeah, look forward to seeing your emails. We'll be looking for those. All right, guys. So what is next? Well, our next season will be announced in our official Yarn Life Facebook group. You can learn more when you join today. If you are not already a member there, you can find the link to our Facebook group in the show notes today. Also, please subscribe to this channel because as we have season 2 up and running, that way you'll get a notification as soon as it is, so you don't miss a thing. Remember, guys, today's episode is sponsored in part by you. So please, again, check out our Yarn Life swag shop to pick up a token tee, tote, or mug today. Every purchase you make there is only going to help us create more great content, more episodes, and bring on even more amazing guests. You can find that shop link in the show notes section today. Thanks again, you guys, for joining this episode of the Yarn Life Show for your daily dose of fiber. We'll see you in the Yarn Life group, and we look forward to sharing season 2 with you soon.
Yay. Thank you, guys. Thank you, Selena.
Thank you. All right, guys. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.
Bye.